Hello, my sunshines. It's Kate. I'm 30, and if you had told 20-year-old Kate, who was always escaping her life traveling around the world, she would be back to her native town, having a daughter named Ariana, and talking to a camera, she would probably have asked you what planet you were from. And actually, there is nothing special in my life, but taking into account my origins and my roots, I could have ended badly. And frankly, saying there was such a tendency. What am I talking about? The step you are currently at significantly depends on the point where you started, right? And sometimes we feel jealous that people around you succeeded more than you, or you compare yourself to others, but you never take into account initial data. I think I'm on my way of healing my inner child because I think that is the root which probably lasts for your entire life. I'm sure I have something to share with you. So guys, if you feel like your past traumas and heavy baggage are keeping you stuck, or if you are constantly procrastinating and playing small despite trying every self-help trick in the book, or if you feel like you're suffocating your own potential with constant anxiety, but deep down you just want to break free and live your life to the absolute fullest, then stick around. This video is for you. We are diving deep into how to finally unlock the version of you that is ready to thrive. So guys, 5 steps to heal your inner child. The system really works. Personal demonstration. For a long time, I felt like I didn't deserve to occupy space on this planet. Today, I want to tell you how I stopped hiding in my paintings and started waking up the little girl inside within me who was told she wasn't enough. Part 1. The 90s, shame and shifting realities. I lost my mother when I was 4. My parents were caught into the 90s drug epidemic, and I saw my father just once when I was 7, and that one meeting shaped my taste in men for a decade, I would say. And spoiler alert, it wasn't good taste. It was more like a taste for emotional unavailability with a hint of chaos, I would say. I lived with my grandparents, and bless my grandma, she made me learn English, which is why I can even talk to you. It's easier to open my heart in English. In my native language, the words feel too heavy. And for my family, painting was just a silly hobby, but to me, that was the place, the only place I didn't feel the pain. And I grew up with existential shame. You know that feeling? It's not I did something bad. It's I am something bad. And parents told their kids not to play with me. I was dangerous because I was from a dysfunctional family. So I decided if they wouldn't love me for being good, I would make them love me by being a rock star. That's why I started pretty early writing poems, songs. Even my friends and I, we filmed a music video later. It's cringe, probably I will share it one day. I tried all the sorts of art to escape the pain within me. I think it's pretty natural for creative people, and I used the art as a tool, but never gave it enough freedom to express myself. I left pictures unfinished, never could accomplish anything up to the end, and it was even sometimes difficult to start because of the thoughts I wasn't enough, and I was like, what's the sense to do something because I'm nobody, nobody will see it, I will not be able to share it with somebody else. And today, guys, I'm recording this video, and for me it's also a big part of expressing myself, and I think that was a huge step for me. And I've recorded actually the first video on YouTube about this topic. You can check this out. So yeah, I was running mentally in art, and since my university period I started running physically. I escaped to Thailand, Bali, China, had some Euro trips. I ran everywhere except my hometown, but as we know, it didn't help. It never helps. And I was still at the rock bottom. And I remember when I told my first psychologist, I'm ugly, I want to die, I'm miserable. And I remember he looked at me with this annoyingly calm voice and said, I see a nice girl. And I wanted to throw a chair because I didn't need a compliment, I needed a lifeline. Why am I telling this? Because my experience of therapy, it wasn't lucky from the beginning. I had also to try many various things to come to the point where I am. So I tried everything. Kundalini yoga, I think that helped me during that period. But anyway, 2 courses of Vipassana, 10 days of meditation and silence, traveling. Even I studied for a year in the Academy of Yoga, and I even got my teacher's certificate. And I even got married for the first time because a guy proposed after 2 weeks. I met him and I thought that was a fate. Probably there was a girlish dream of somebody to come and save you. And I thought that was a luck that I met a guy, and even without having any physical contact, he proposed. I thought, wow, somebody can love me. Wow, nobody loves me. Somebody can. I thought that was my fate. And my body actually was screaming, no! I had wild outbursts of anger, anxiety, and I didn't have a backbone yet. I was just, a clump of feelings with no owner. And that was after that marriage. Actually, that was the first time I found the right therapist for me. And there were moments like, why am I choosing the wrong way every time? And why I do the same mistakes every time? I'm not so stupid, I hope I'm coming up to the point. But guys, most of the time we live guided by the beliefs we got in our childhood, even before 6 or 7 years old. And what happens in your childhood is extremely essential. I felt it to the fullest when I got pregnant and became a mother, and I dug through tons of information when I got pregnant and became a mother about it. Now I'm getting what was happening with me then, and that is what is happening to you when you are stuck in your patterns, because they were built in your childhood. You have imprinted them into your brain, and your reaction to stress, losses, success, etc. was put in your head many years ago. I also noticed that quite often we can find supporting parents in the life of successful people. I think I should make another video for that. If you never had supporting parents or a parent or a person in your childhood, so that's the right time to become him by yourself. Intuitively, I was making the right steps, took the right decisions all along. I just didn't have the words for it yet. And once I realized what was actually working, all I did was just taking the most important pieces and put them into a clear structure. And now we are getting into it. A little bit of the context. Originally, the idea of inner child was first introduced by Carl Jung, and he said we all have that inner child, and it's the part of you, it's the part of your subconscious that still carries old memories, emotions, and beliefs from your childhood, both the warm moments and the painful ones. When that part of you feels wounded, it can show up in adult life as anxiety, people-pleasing, fear of rejection, or that feeling you're not good enough, even when you're doing everything right on the paper. And that, of course, happened to me. The fear of rejection made my inner voice so low, and I wasn't able to do what I really love. I couldn't start recording videos for YouTube for years, despite it was my dream. And every time I created a channel and posted something, in a while I deleted everything because of, that burning feeling of shame and cringe. And exactly the work on my inner child helped me to start expressing myself. And that's actually what I'm doing now. And finally, let's dive into the steps to heal your inner child. So step number 1, reparent yourself. Just give yourself what you needed back then. When something triggers you, try responding in the safe way, just like a loving caregiver would. For example, imagine you're about to speak up in a meeting and your chest tightens because you are scared and you'll sound stupid. Instead of pushing the fear away, just pause and speak to your younger self in your mind. I'm getting what you are feeling right now. I know that you are scared and you used to get judged a lot of times for making mistakes, but now you are safe and you are allowed to learn, and that's the most brilliant thing in life, to learn. And I've got you, I'm here with you. And the goal here is not to force confidence, it's to offer this feeling of comfort, kindness, and steadiness. Step number 2, build trust with your inner child. Prove you'll show up regularly and consistently. A wounded inner child doesn't trust promises, it trusts patterns, as we adults also do sometimes. So you build trust by doing small, consistent things that show safety. For example, if you grew up in the environment of unpredictable reactions, you might now over-explain something. You can feel panic when someone seems distant, and to rebuild this trust, just start small. Keep one gentle promise to yourself daily, gradually, like eating lunch before you get shaky, or going for a 10-minute walk, or going to bed when you said you would. Each time you follow through, it tells the younger part of you, I'm reliable. You're not alone anymore, because we actually got used to betraying ourselves so much. So we need to establish this feeling of comfort, this feeling of trust again, from the beginning, from zero. So yeah, we have to work on it. And in this context, I used it like this. I often talked to myself, and I still talk to myself so often. When I feel anxious, I would say, okay, stop, Katie. You're feeling down right now. Why? What would you like to do right now? How can I help you? How can you help yourself? The answer comes on its own, I'm telling you. Step number 3, explore the root. Notice what your triggers are trying to protect. Triggers, they are often old protective alarms. And when you feel an intense reaction, just ask, how old do I feel right now? And what does this remind me of? For example, your partner doesn't text back for hours and suddenly you feel abandoned and you can't focus. Instead of judging yourself or him or her, just get curious. Maybe your nervous system just learned that the silence meant danger, like being ignored, punished, or emotionally left alone as a kid. Journaling again, just a few lines after a trigger, what happened, what you felt, what you needed, can start connecting the dots. As for my experience, guys, psychotherapy helped me so much. Of course, we dug so deeply into the deepest layers of my soul. We also used the empty chair technique. I'm sure you know this. If you don't, you can Google it. You can also use some books for self-healings to be conscious about your trauma. The list of the books which helped me so much during my therapy is in the description below. And I also would like to share another technique my therapist gave me. You divide your paper into 3 columns. When you feel stress in some kind of a situation, I use it so often. 2 days ago, I used it. Probably every month I use it. So in the first column, you describe the details of the situation which triggers you. Like, a friend of mine humiliated me in front of the others using these words. And in the second column, you write the thoughts like, stupid Anna, why are you talking to me this way? I hate you. I'm not able to express anything right now. The things you had in your head during the situation. In the third column, you write down the emotions you had during the situation, like anger, anxiety, feeling miserable, and so on. And in the fourth one, you write down your physical response, like burning neck, red cheeks, etc. And I can't overvalue this technique because it's really good, and it really helped me to awaken my conscious and to be aware of my emotions, and it helped me to understand what was happening around, because we all have this tendency to live deeply into the processes without awareness. When you have stressful situations in your life, we as humans have this tendency to overthink after the situations. So the situation happened and you can just roll it in your head for days. And this technique is the best to stop this process of analyzing the situation which already happened. Just give it a try. That's wonderful. Step 4. Challenge the old rules you learned. Just rewrite your inner script. Because many of us carry childhood rules that sounded like truth, but were actually survival strategies. Things like, don't ask for help, stay quiet to keep the peace, I'm not perfect, that's why I'll be rejected. And then just choose one belief which runs your life and test it gently. For example, you have a belief, my knees are burdened. And practice in this case just something like, small and direct, can we talk later tonight? I'd really like your attention. Then remind yourself, needing support doesn't make you too much. It just makes you a human. And in this context, guys, when I started reading off the old patterns with my family and just spilling my guts to my family raw, without any filters, directly, that was total chaos. Arguments flying, tears streaming, felt like bad rom-com. But now we have brilliant relationships and this rock solid vibe where they actually listen and respect my no. Finally, there is a thing like saying no doesn't mean you're the villain. It just means you're not vibing with the current plan. Finally, this peace within you is worth the drama you have to come through. Step number 5. Practice mindful self-check-ins. Here you should just catch the pattern before it takes over. It's an upgrade level, I would say, and healing is easier when you notice the moment you're slipping into an old role, the fixer, the pleaser, the invisible one, or the hyper-independent one. Simple check-in can sound like, what am I feeling? Where do I feel in my body? What do I need right now? For example, if you are about to say yes to a plan, you don't want just pause and scan your body, scan your thoughts. You have like tight throat, tense stomach, forcing smile, something like that. That might be your inner child trying to stay safe by avoiding disappointment. Just give yourself a new option. Check-ins of your mental and physical states. They are actually the integration of all the skills I mentioned before. That's the most important part. Just create this habit to provide such checkups every, 30 minutes. Say to yourself, I'm here, I know what I feel, I know what I want, I know where I am, I know where I'm going, God is within me. All these exercises, they can just learn you how to act during the situations, but the best way to learn yourself, to rebuild your inner system, to include new patterns into your brain is just life. Life is the best practice for you. I think I was running so fast and was so loud. Let's sum it up somehow. Guys, just stop being so damn hard on yourself. And I am recording this because I want a safe place to be me, and there are no excuses anymore, and there are no entrepreneurial goals. Just me, just cake. My husband is eating cake right now. If you feel like a clump of feelings too, let's be friends. Let me know in the comments below, what did your inner child love to do before the world told them to stop? And what did he love doing most of all? Stay tuned, let's be friends, peace out.